My name is Lieutenant Broderick Neel-Feller. I work at the Naval Academy in a company officer role. So I work directly with about 150 midshipmen, as well as being an assistant coach for the women's team. A little bit about my story, just to relate to you all better. I grew up in the DC area and played rugby in high school. And so when I was looking at colleges, I definitely had rugby as a kind of high priority of where I wanted to go. So I was looking at programs, looking at different programs, philosophies, roster, location, all that good stuff. So my high school hosted a rugby camp the August before my senior year, and the Naval Academy head coach happened to be the guest coach there. So he talked to me about the possibility of going to the Naval Academy. I said, "What's the Naval Academy?" Never heard of it. Had no idea. So learned that it was just in Annapolis, Maryland, not too far away from the DC area or Baltimore, about a 30-minute drive from both, right here on the Severn River. And went on the website that night and tried to learn as much as I could about the Naval Academy as I could. And to let you know, I was hooked. The idea of not sitting behind a desk after graduation, having a guaranteed job, kind of what the Naval Academy brings to the table as an institution as a whole, was pretty incredible to me. So started looking into it, applied, kind of a rigorous application process that involves a physical fitness test, an interview with a blue and gold officer, who gives you a recommendation, and then like your standard application to the Naval Academy. So thankfully I got in. I did have to do a 5th year at the Naval Academy prep school, which was awesome. At the prep school, you take English, chemistry, calculus, and it really gives you a great foundation in order to get ready to come to the academy and get ready for our pretty rigorous academic schedule. One of the great things about being at the prep school, I got to lift in the off season with the football team. So it's kind of like a red shirt year for me. And I got to play out in town with the Newport men's club. So I got an extra experience playing at a high level of rugby and just getting involved in the area. At the Naval Academy, I had my mind set on just playing rugby for about 4 years and then going to fly planes for 5 years. I thought it was going to be a great deal. It turns out there's a little bit more involved at the academy than just playing rugby. You got to be a student athlete with a big focus on grades, taking care of your physical fitness, and then getting adapted to the military culture. With the military culture, I know it can be a scary thing, but like I said, I wasn't looking at any of the service academies. I wasn't looking at going into the military. And it's just been a really great opportunity. The military culture really teaches you how to try to be the best version of yourself, teach you how to be a leader, and really develop your character through honor, courage, and commitment. Through my process at the Naval Academy, I was exposed to all different types of service selections, whether it's to be an officer on a surface ship, a submarine officer, which I am, a pilot, a Marine Corps officer, candidate for SEALs, or explosive ordnance disposal, if you want to be one of those crazy cats who tries to defuse bombs. Not my cup of tea. But a lot of great opportunities for you for post-graduation for after the Naval Academy. Like I said, I want to become a submariner, and kind of our biggest draw is, hey, what are you going to do life after college? Do you want to go sit in that desk job, or do you want to kind of get into an environment that's similar to being on the rugby pitch? Team-oriented, small unit leadership, physical fitness being required and important. I was driving my submarine as officer of the deck, and I was talking to my navigator, and he was like, what other 27-year-olds are driving a $2.3 billion submarine that has a nuclear reactor on it? We had 223 people on board, and I was the lead person in charge of their lives and health and safety. Pretty impressive stuff. I got the goosebumps right now thinking about it. It's why I enjoy being part of this community. What's been awesome for me so far is being able to give back. So I work here at the Naval Academy. My coach at the Naval Academy, Coach Murph McCarthy. He's the head coach of the women's team. He was one of my assistant coaches when I was a player for the men's side. He's working with the women's team now. He pulled me aside. He said, "Hey, it's just me with 60 girls. I need you to help me out." So he and I would coach together for the first time last year and took our women's side to the national championship against Air Force last year. Incredible opportunity, just great tight-knit group of girls, and it's awesome to see everything come full circle. On the men's side, we're consistently a top 10 program and just looking to take that next step to be a consistent top 4 program. When I was here at the Naval Academy, I graduated back in 2014, so I'm not as old as I look, I promise. But I was an All-American along with one of my teammates, Jack McAuliffe, back in 2013, and then we had 3 All-Americans my senior year. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I was dealing with a thumb injury, but it's glad to see the love shared a little bit amongst the teammates. Our practice schedule, we like to practice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday in the afternoons during our dedicated sports period from 1600, 4 o'clock for those of you regular people, until 6 o'clock. So I literally just got done with practice and headed back over here, showered, and hopped on this call. We like to give Wednesdays off just as a recovery day, allow you to get the extra instruction you need from your teachers, and allow you to catch up on school. We do understand that rugby is a rigorous sport. It's very time demanding. We have morning workouts in the morning that focus on your strength and conditioning to really give you that best opportunity to excel not only on the rugby pitch, but in whatever community you want to go to. So Marines, they care a lot about physical fitness. So our strength and conditioning program tailors to, hey, how can I help you maximize your pull-ups? How can I help you maximize your 3-mile run? We don't want you to self-select yourself out of going Marine Corps because you're nervous about a 3-mile run. Our SEAL program, our SEAL candidates and our EOD candidates, they have to go through a rigorous weekend. And so we want to prepare you as much as possible for that to give you the best chance of success, so that way you can get to the service selection that you want. We have a very tight-knit team on both the men's side and the women's side. And this is really seen during an event that we hold weekly called Tavern. Tavern was going when I was at the Naval Academy, and it provides an environment for you to talk about those, not necessarily like locker room conversations. So some of my favorite experiences about Tavern is just when I'm willing to open up, be a little bit vulnerable, and share my story with you. Not only does that allow for more bonding off the field, but if I really care about that person in front of me and I need to support them, then guess what? I'm going to bust my butt and get there a little bit quicker. And this leads to lifelong relationships. This past Sunday night, I just did a Tavern with some of my classmates and within the year above and below, and we're talking about life as well. We're talking about what does it take to be a great husband? What does it take to be a great father? What does my transition out of the military look like? These are true lifelong relationships that we've been building here. The Naval Academy has been a great opportunity. Trust me, when I was in your shoes, I would have never expected to go into the military. It was the last thing on my radar. And I would do it all over again. Like I said, I have these lifelong relationships. I have great fulfillment for my job. I promise you, I'm not usually sitting behind a desk. I'd much rather be driving a submarine on deployment, putting warheads on foreheads, baby, and doing some really cool stuff. Or we can be in the Marine Corps and doing things like that. With the Naval Academy as a whole, I'm primarily an engineering school, but we have 3 groups of majors. Group 1 is our engineering majors, focusing on electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, nuclear engineering, almost any type of engineering you can look for. Group 2 focuses on your math and sciences. So mathematics, operations research is a popular one. Quantitative economics, which is our version of a business major, is also a very popular one. And then we have our Group 3 majors, our humanities. So political science is a very popular one, as long as some of our language majors like Arabic and Chinese. lots and lots and lots of opportunities throughout the Naval Academy for that real world college experience, going to football games, tailgating, semesters abroad, all that fun stuff that you look forward to. It is not just your, oh, I shall march in formation, I'll have my head down and all this. No, you're allowed to smile, you're allowed to have fun. We want you to have fun. We want to develop you as people so that way you can go out there and lead future sailors and Marines, because at the end of the day, they will be counting on you in some situations where it will be life or death. But that may sound nerve-wracking right now, but we will get you to that point where you are comfortable. I know it seems weird that I have a pirate flag in my background, but that's one of the traditions of submariners. When you go out and you do some really cool stuff, you fly a pirate flag. So I promise I'm not trying to create a mutiny or anything like that. We have a lot of great facilities on the yard here. We mostly practice over at the Brigade Sports Complex. We have 3 dedicated fields simply to rugby. The men's and women's team have their own dedicated locker room, and we have our own dedicated athletic trainer who has her own room within the Brigade Sports Complex. 2 of the fields are grass, and then we have 1 for turf, and we have stadium seating in between 2 of the fields. So trust me, when it's scrum time and you have a couple hundred fans chanting scrum and banging on the metal bleachers, it's a great feeling. A lot of alumni love coming back, enjoying the rugby games, and we really do believe in creating that culture because we know that college, it's a great time, but it's not the end all be all. Again, we're trying to develop you to become the best person that you can be in order to be a leader in our Navy and Marine Corps and for further opportunities outside of that. I greatly appreciate your time. That's all I have. I will put my information in the chat. Like I said, I played here on the men's team and now I'm involved on the women's team. I'm all in on Navy rugby and I can answer any questions that you may have.
Great, thank you, Coach. Yeah, just any questions from anyone? Again, you want to put them in the chat or just shout them out. I just to start one for me, the application process or the recruitment process for rugby, like does Naval Academy recruit anybody like for rugby? And then what is like, you know, are you looking for anything specific in terms of like tape or anything like that from athletes, potential athletes, or what is, you know, is there anything different about the application recruitment process for the team?
What we want to do is we want to create that relationship. So we want to know a little bit about Norm and make sure like, hey, this life isn't really that scary or as scary as it sounds. We would love tape, but like really we want to create that relationship. We can get recruits in, and so we'll tag people as recruits, and that will help them through the application process and help them get into the Naval Academy. I know our academic standards may be a little bit intimidating, but we can help you out in that. We just need to have that conversation because we really want to look at you as the whole person at the Naval Academy. Yes, we have a rigorous academic schedule, and if we need to get you help, we can send you to a foundation school or that preparatory school that I talked about. But really, hey, we want to focus on those who can be a true future leader in our military. So please reach out, please have that conversation with us. We're more than happy to get you involved, and even during one of those candidate visit weekends, we'll get you into practice, we'll get you running around with the girls. It'll be a great time.
Thanks. Any other questions? I had one last one. I guess I just would like to know, yeah, if you're looking, you know, for prospective athletes coming in, is there any sort of skill that you'd want them to kind of be? I guess what's the most important skill for them coming into the Naval Academy to make it in the program? What are you expecting out of, you know, first year players, freshmen, in terms of participating, you know, on the team? If that makes sense.
Mostly, we're just looking for that character, who you are. We want you to bring that work ethic to practice each day, the desire to get better, and your willingness to be coached. Very coachable person. Whatever skills you bring rugby-wise to the table, perfect. But we care more about who you are as a person, and we want to work with you as much as possible.